we got to do it. We got to talk about the Endgame. Avengers Endgame came out on April 26th or 25th, whichever night you went and saw the movie. But it's out now, and we've got to discuss it and try to manage our feelings a little bit.
So try to process this as wholesome adults. So tonight we're going to talk about it in a spoiler-free review. So this is safe to watch if you haven't seen the movie. So we'll talk a little bit about the plot and a little bit about the characters and just a lot about our feelings.
It's finally here, the culmination of a 22-film saga that has spanned for an 11-year run in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. After the events of the Infinity War, the Avengers looked to pick up the pieces of their decimated universe. Thanos' usage of the Infinity Stones has wiped away half of all life everywhere, leaving many dealing with the loss of loved ones. The core six of the Avengers and their allies must find a way to reverse the consequences of their failure. A twisting, emotional, and thrilling ride ensues as we watch our heroes attempt to avenge the fallen.
It's hard to not share things about this film without giving you a little bit of hint at something. But this is our spoiler-free review of the movie.
So we won't hint at anything.
None of that stuff. We're not going to tell you about or this or that or anything like that. We're just going to talk in generalities about the plot. So the questions we like to ask in this, was it easy to follow the plot here?
Yes. Even for me, a newbie.
Whoa. Hold on. What did you just say? You understood?
I got more annoyed with you asking me if I understood what was going on than I did with the plot. So yes, it was very easy to follow.
So even, this is a culmination of 22 films now.
Mm-hmm.
Even with every little hint, reference, all that stuff, you didn't get
I'm not
lost.
saying that I caught every single hint, but I don't know what I don't know. So, meaning, if there was something that I didn't know, it obviously didn't matter, because in the end, I didn't feel confused.
So, anybody who may be coming to this just wanting to see the spectacle of the movie, just interested because it's...
I mean, if you haven't seen Infinity War, I don't think you're going to understand anything.
But could they be entertained by what they see on the movie, even if they don't understand the basic gist of it?
And you're saying, like, if somebody hasn't seen Infinity War.
I would say, I think that's a good point. I think you have to have seen Infinity War to really appreciate this one.
Yeah.
Even though they are two separate films. That's the thing, is they are two separate.
But they're not.
They are, but Infinity War sets up this one. And so you kind of need to know the reference point. I think they do a good job of telling you what happened, you know, why we're doing this, why we're in this situation.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, it's very... I don't want to... I hate to keep saying easy to follow, because that makes it seem like it's a dumbed down film, but it's not. It just... The way that the acting and the characters and the plot points are, it's easy to understand.
Yeah. But overall, it was entertaining. So maybe not the easiest thing, but a lot of, like, you know, that obviously there's going to be action in this thing. That's not a spoiler.
But there was a lot of comedy as well.
Yes.
And I think if you look back at the other Marvel movies in the MCU, in MCU 2 and Phase 2 and Phase 3, we see a lot more comedy.
Yes.
We get Ant-Man. We see Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, Ragnarok. So we have a lot of comedic relief between those movies that kind of translates that they use that in these as well.
There's a good balance between levity and very hard situations and scenes. Then they'll switch in, I felt like, pretty seamless ways to some comedy out of it, to more melodrama, you know, just there's a lot of the emotional roller coaster that you go through. If you're on a low, you go to a high, low, you know, there's just tons to see, tons to take in. And especially if you're someone like me who's seen every movie too many times, you know, you want to pick every little piece of something that they're dropping, and you're going to miss things, which is why this is probably, we'll see when we do our rating, a repeat viewing for people.
That's fair. And it's probably a good idea to not take a bathroom break in the middle of the movie.
Yes, I will say that.
Or at all in the movie.
Don't.
Just don't. Don't do it. You're going to miss something important.
Don't drink anything all day. Just come prepared.
I'm not saying that. I think that's a terrible plan to be dehydrated.
I took a little drastic there.
You're drastic.
I am always drastic. Character-wise, though, how about this? I won't say there's not any new characters, but we know...
Right, we have to be careful about the characters that we talk about, too.
But there are a lot of characters, you've seen them, the ones that you've seen in the trailers we can talk about, you know.
Sure.
You know, the big four are there. Cap, Thor, Hulk, Iron Man, and then
Obviously.
then Hawkeye and not Scarlet Witch,
Well,
but
and
Black
I was going
Widow.
to say, obviously, Thanos.
I always mix those two
Who was
up.
in the trailer.
Yes, he was in the trailer as well, the big bad. So, did the characters, anyone grow on you in that one?
I felt like we got to know a lot more of Black Widow in this film.
Yeah.
We also got to know a little bit more about Hawkeye.
Yes. So a lot of the people without the superpowers kind of took center stage a lot. And I think that was a good way to showcase them. And I think that's one of the things that people were worried about is that when you're in a world with Iron Man, Cap, Hulk, Thor, how are the ones without powers going to stand out and shine? And they kind of, I won't say anybody really steals the show, but they all find their ways to carry the moments that they're in. It's not just like, oh, let's just go over here on the adventure with this person and forget about everybody else. This is like serious business. We've got to pay attention to everybody, every scene. Don't miss a minute. Don't drink all day. That's basically all I'm going to say. Real quick, favorite character in this one?
Probably shouldn't say.
Okay. My favorite character would be Thor.
There you go.
Thor won me over in this one yet again. I've loved him more and more as he's gone on in the MCU, but big time here.
Well, my favorite character was not in the trailer, so.
Is that a spoiler?
Yeah. It would be.
Okay, we'll let it stay in there. So her favorite character can't be showed.
Can't be showed.
Or seen, or
discussed.
talked about, discussed. Let's talk about our rating.
Okay.
And on our scale of 1 to 5, how likely would you be to see this again? 1 being no, 5 being I'm going, 3 somewhere in the middle, so on and so forth. What do you got?
Well, I mean, this is kind of cheating because we've already planned to go see it again.
But it's the honest truth.
So, like, I have to give it a 5 because I've already got the plan.
But no, ignore the plans.
But I would give it a 4.
Okay, so you would give it a 4 even without our plans.
Correct.
Like, you're only going really again because you have other people that want to go see it.
Correct. Like, I really enjoyed it. My only thing that doesn't make me want to, like, immediately rush out and go see it again is that it's over 3 hours long.
Yeah, it is.
And that's a huge commitment in a chair, in a movie theater.
In a chair that reclines and,
Right, and makes you want to fall asleep.
That's true. You'll probably fall asleep the second time around. For me, no shocker here, this is a 5. Folks, this is the epic culmination of 22 films, 11 years. When I sat in the theater in 2008 and saw the first Iron Man, I had no clue it would lead to this moment. And it is everything that I ever wanted to be. 5, 5, 5. I'm gonna start. Okay, that's it.
We're done.
We're done. That's our rating for 5. We want to know from you now in the comments below your non-spoilers discussions and thoughts about the film. Continue the conversation down there, and don't forget to vote in our poll as well. What else do we do?
If you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. And you can find us on lots of social media platforms. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And that's all we have for you in this edition of Eye to Eye. But until we assemble again,
May the Force be with you.
and we'll see you real soon.
Bye.